Hello, I'm back from a rather decadent 2 weeks away, and please forgive the lack of grooming today. My nails need doing. We're definitely working a beach hair kind of look, but I thought it better just to get on with creating new video content, as I've had a couple of weeks of Dr. Sam in the City light, only posting once a week. So I thought, I'm really looking beachy today, aren't I? I thought I would tell you about changes I make to my skincare routine when I'm doing a beachy type holiday. And it was something I think someone asked me on Instagram recently. I thought that was a good question. So I suppose the core of the matter is I don't change that much at all, in that I believe that the right skincare routine should service your skin all the year through, and you shouldn't really interrupt important things like antioxidant use or retinoids, or indeed daily sunscreen, and those are sort of the fundamental ways I approach looking after my skin. So I think the things I want to talk about today are one, if you're not planning on tanning your face, which I think is a good thing, how do you fake it in a way that is compatible with carrying on a prescription retinoid type skincare routine? And the way I tend to do this is to do what I would normally do with my skincare in the daytime, come in from, sitting under the umbrella after a day at the beach or by the pool. And I'll cleanse my skin at that point in time and apply some a facial self-tanner. And I might use something super light like this James Read one, the Gradual Tan H2O Tan Mist, because certainly on my skin, a sort of a very tan look just makes me look like a different person altogether, and it's not something that I like at all. But it's quite nice to work a sort of slightly more sun-kissed look with bronzes, and it kind of brings out the colour of your eyes and that sort of thing. So it's quite a nice cosmetic look to play with. And I think if you apply it after the beach, early evening, and allow the product to develop through over the course of the evening, it kind of warms up your skin tone, and then you can cleanse product off completely before bed and still use your usual skincare routine at night, which for me is retin-A. So that's how I implement a little bit of fake tan if I'm going to do that sort of look. I haven't done that today, just to be clear. I couldn't be bothered. This was a trip for me this time around, just to be completely relaxed, doing lots of yoga, eating great food, enjoying being in the outdoors and just having quiet time. But if I was going to do fake tan on my face, that's how I would do it. What else? So I mentioned antioxidants. So I think for me that's a very important part of any sort of period of time we're going to spend more time in the outdoors, and that's, as I say, part of the reason to go to somewhere like Ibiza and Formentera is just to chill by the beach, to do yoga, to sort of spend more time just sort of in kind of a healthy outdoorsy sort of way, hiking and that sort of thing. So I will fortify my skin with lots of vitamin C under my sunscreen to really protect my skin, and my choice is the Obagi one, the Professional C Serum. Now, what else? Something I did a little bit differently this time around, because I did have some days where I was outdoors and maybe getting more sun than I would like, but it was for daytime events, what I would call an active summer day. I was at the Grand Prix in Monaco, and, outdoors on a terrace, difficult to be pulled together and chic looking, as you might need to be, for example, for a summer wedding somewhere like Italy. So I kind of thought through how am I best going to approach covering my skin, but yet not looking like sort of, I was smothered in suntan lotion. So what I decided to do was actually to double up from my usual sort of city active day kind of sunscreen, which is the Elta MD. So I used it as my first layer and applied it properly, as you must always do with sunscreen. It's a dose. It's that £2 coin-sized quantity to deliver the number on the tube. Never forget that. And then I had this idea to use my Neostrata tinted sunscreen as more of a foundation / coverage, but over the top of it. So I'm not applying this in the same kind of proper way, because I'm applying it more for cosmetic gain. But it means that I can use it kind of in my sort of T-zone, where I'm a bit more redness prone over my cheeks and nose. And I applied it with the Beauty Blender. Now again, this is not about precise quantification of your application. You can't do that when you're applying a cosmetic. But I think better to use that for my coverage and evening out my skin tone, which I know is a good quality physical sunscreen that stays put well. And then I carried my Beauty Blender around with me, and if I needed to touch up, I used more of this later on. It's not a super precise way. I'm not, to say, claiming this will then deliver 50 plus 50 in terms of SPF protection, but I would rather use this than a foundation as my coverage on days when I need to look pulled together. So that's a tip for you to try. As I say, I found that the Beauty Blender meant that I can actually kind of build up coverage over the course of the day where I need it, because you're not rubbing the skin, so product isn't coming off, you're not getting that sort of balling, which I think is often a problem when you start working with sunscreen and layers. Finally, my Global Babe hat always comes with me on holidays. I took it in a chic red this time, and it comes in this handy pochette. Yeah, and it's really just because it can fold flat in my suitcase. And it's a good colour and it brings a bit of cheer. So the final change I make to my summer beauty routine, if you will, is that I use more hair accessories. So during the normal working day or for evening, I tend to always wear my hair down and I put it up in a ponytail for exercise. But for the summer, for the beach, or out walking or whatever, I tend to use more hair accessories. So I have put together this rather lovely collection of tortoiseshell hair accessories. They're my favourite kind, especially now my hair is a little bit more kind of tawny, sort of beachy, streaky bits going on. So I love this one. This is Hermes, and that's just a great, very subtle, beautiful sort of tortoiseshell type creation for tying your hair up in a knot. Love that one. And then just a couple of clampy type ones. I think I've usually acquired in French pharmacies. They just seem to do, especially Monaco, the pharmacy I mentioned on Instagram recently, is so good for this kind of thing. Just really chic. You can do a half pull back. Oops, she says getting it all tangled up. And then the last one I got most recently was this one, which again is a sort of a hairpin, if you will, but again, just in a really nice, good quality tortoiseshell, which I think looks really elegant, especially in brunette hair. So that's pretty much it. Otherwise, products stay the same. Cleanser, moisturizer, the sunscreens, as you can see, the same as I normally use, but I just maybe sort of tweaked the way I've used them subtly. A little bit of fake tan, maybe, but not terribly common for me. And yeah, just keep going with all the rest of the elements in your skincare routine to keep summer skin beautiful. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.